In today's MLB recap, Shohei Ohtani is back on the bump, making guys look silly. We have to talk about his latest bullpen session. Red Sox fans are about to start picketing outside of Fenway with chance to call up their super prospect Roman Anthony, and if they don't, fans are saying that MLB needs to step in and investigate what the heck is going on down in Boston. Tarik Skubal, the guy who won Cy Young last year, just threw one of the greatest games ever, and that's including no-hitters and perfect games. It wasn't a no-no or a PG, but he broke StatCast in the process. He threw the fastest pitch ever by a starter. Oneil Cruz broke StatCast, but in the batter's box, he just turned in the hardest hit baseball ever recorded. Chandler Simpson, the rookie for the Rays, he just did something that we haven't really seen since Billy Hamilton and the White Sox. Oh my God. They lost the game in the most White Sox way possible. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. We recap every baseball game almost every single day. So if you want to grow the game of baseball with me, it's pretty easy. Leave a like and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget that recap is brought to you by SeatGeek. Please save yourself 20 bucks off all of your tickets using code Fuzzy. And if you've never tried out Underdog Fantasy, it's really simple. All you have to do is download it with code Fuzzy, choose higher or lower on some players that you think are going to do really well or not. It's that simple, and you can win a lot of money in the process. But as always, please play responsibly. Real quick, we have two small updates across the game of baseball that are not related to games. Shohei Ohtani, he just threw some live batting practice and looked disgusting. He struck out a few guys. He was up to 96, 97 miles an hour. He's almost back. Jack Caglione has hit a home run in 4 consecutive games at AAA. He's batting .330 this year with 14 home runs and 53 RBIs in 44 games. He's going to get called up pretty soon. I can just feel it. But those are the small updates I wanted to get out the way super quick because I got to just get into this. Do you guys want to see one of the greatest games ever pitched by a starting pitcher? Well, here you go. Actually, we got to talk about some offense. Zack McKintry, he's been insane versus lefties. He goes lefty-lefty. He has a .360 batting average with a .975 OPS against southpaws. That's insane. Gleyber made it 8 plate appearances in a row getting on after this RBI double. It's 4-0 after some terrible Cleveland baseball. So now I'm just going to skip to Tarik Skubal. Tarik Skubal had 13 strikeouts. It started with a 98-mile-per-hour fastball, and it ended with almost 103. He was working the fastball up, the changeup down all game, and honestly, I don't think any of them were on pitches not named the fastball or the changeup. Look at this one to Manzardo, 102 miles an hour to end the 7th inning. Oh, it gets better. He ended up with strikeouts 10 and 11 in the 8th. He's up to 12 after getting Nolan Jones in the 9th, and there it is. He ends it with number 13 on 103. Okay, we're rounding up. It was actually 102.6, but the little graphic, the heat graphic said 103. It's still the fastest strikeout ever by a starting pitcher, and he did it on pitch 94 in the 9th inning. It was also a Maddox. A Maddox is a complete game shutout in under 100 pitches. He has a 1.86 ERA with 82 strikeouts his last 58 innings. I need you all to remember this game. You just witnessed one of the greatest games ever by one of the game's greatest pitching talents ever. This is insanity. A few years ago, Jacob deGrom kind of started the wave of freaks who could throw 102 miles an hour with some of the best off-speed pitches in the game. Now we have Tarik Skubal, we have Paul Skeens, Hunter Green. This game is about to be littered with freaks who throw 102, 103, and again can whip out a devastating slider or a sinker that moves 15 feet. So because we just showed the 2024 AL Cy Young, let's go find the 2024 NL MVP. Shohei, yes, he had even more highlights in this one. I mean, this was quick. Ohtani crushed the second pitch of the game into the second deck. He's already at 18. He's on pace for 56 home runs, 35 stolen bases. But a reminder, his stolen bases come in bunches, so he could end up with another 50-50 season. The Dodgers, they wanted more, but okay, what's going on? Wait, so he was called safe. Talking about Mookie Betts, Tyrone Taylor fired a BB to home, and I thought Mookie got there in time, but they actually reversed it. They zoomed in. Mookie's big toe did not beat the tag. What a dart from Tyrone Taylor. So that keeps it 1-0 for Pete Alonso, who just made it 2-1. This home run ends his longest power drought of his entire life, probably 65 at-bats in a row over 16 games without hitting one. He's up to 10 on the season. Juan Soto beat out a double play for an insurance run, so that's an RBI fielder's choice, and Kodai and company, they didn't really need that extra run. Senga went 5 1/3 with 5 strikeouts. He's been really good this year. The bullpen then went 3 2/3 with only 1 base hit. Reed Garrett, he's back to being unhittable. He started last year striking out everyone, then kind of fell off. This year, he has a 0.82 ERA. The Mets and the Dodgers are now 32 and 21. We got to talk Yankees and Phillies now because we have to see if Judge or Schwarber can regain their MLB lead with their 19th home run and take it back from Shohei Ohtani. Fast forwarding to the second, JC Escarra, he showed off the elite bat speed. He slapped a baseball the other way to even the game. He had a few really nice swings in this one. Don't go anywhere. Aaron Judge, he didn't homer again, so he's stuck at 18. Stuck at 18. It's still a lot. But he did collect 2 more base hits. This is an RBI double, his 14th double. He has 34 extra base hits already, and he's on pace for almost 250 base hits. I guess sense, Major League Baseball really wants to finish some of these games because it's quite literally pouring rain. They're still trying to get it in. Jasson, he drilled one to deep center. Doyle, he did what Doyle does. He tracked it down and make it look almost routine. It's still an RBI for Jasson on the sac fly. Staying with Dominguez, he did He really sucks at reads in left field. Like, they're bad. Okay, well, let me look at the catch probability. It was only 40%, but still, tons of guys make those grabs every single day. Doyle, he gets the RBI 2-bagger, and JC gets the 2-out RBI. The backup catcher now owns a sick 352 on base. Mickey Moniak wishes he had a 352 on base. This absolute tank to the second deck gives Mickey Moniak a 260 on base percentage. That was just the second earned run allowed by Luke Weaver all year. He settles in. He gets his ace save. The Yankees are 32-20. The Rockies are 9-44, which still blows my mind. How are you that bad? Aaron Judge couldn't get 19. What about Kyle Schwarber? Fun fact for you guys, the A's have like 4 rookies going up against the nasty Jesus Luzardo. Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays. It's already paying off. Well, we know that Jacob Wilson has been starting since opening day. He hit the power button. He walloped out his 6th home run. He went first pitch ambush. He had another 3 hits, so that means back-to-back games with 3 hits. This kid is insane. More rookie action. Logan Davidson finally got the call. He used to be a highly touted prospect, kind of fell off. He's also kind of left behind Zack and Jacob Wilson and other A's prospects who've been really good. That's his first big league knock. It's a 2-run double. Philly, they storm right back though. And it was mainly just one dude. Trey, he singled in 1 after JT had a double play to get their first run home, but we're not going to show that. Trey then tied it in the 5th. Alec Boehm, he's an easy on the sac fly. The manager of the A's, Mark Cosse, he's like, okay, I got to do something because we're about to lose our 11th game in a row. He's trying to rally the troops. This was 100% on purpose because, again, they've lost 10 in a row. He's got to find a way to get his guys energized. Somehow, someone else got energized, and it wasn't an Ace player. Trey, that is 3 straight RBIs. His 5th home run is a go-ahead solo home run. The Phillies, they deploy their nasty lefty Matt Strom. He's usually pretty good. Hey now, Lawrence Butler, he ripped one at his kneecaps. It tucks in the corner for a game-tying triple, and look at who saved them. Another rookie catcher, Willie McIver, I think I said that right. His first big league hit puts his team up, and his arm ended it. What a seed to nab the speedy Johan Rojas. The A's are back in the win column, and that snaps a 10-game skid. It's kind of crazy knowing that the worst streak in baseball now belongs to the Diamondbacks, who are really, really good on paper, but also the Cardinals are proven to be maybe even better. After Eugenio Suarez knocked in 2 for the Diamondbacks, Ivan Herrera and Masyn Winn both drove in a run. Ivan is still hitting .391 with the 220 OPS plus. Masyn Winn, he's been really good. He launched a mistake pitch from Brandon Pfaadt, his 6th home run. He has a near 120 OPS plus. The Diamondbacks, they stole a lead back for a few moments on a Pavin Smith single, but Ivan, he lifted a game-tying sac fly, and Victor Scott hit it way too hard for Ketel Marte, which doesn't happen very often. He almost always makes that play. Jordan Walker, he gallops around a score. That gave Phil Maton all that he needed, and look at this Arenado vintage play soaring into the net. I thought that he hurt something because he was on the ground kind of writhing in pain. He fell right on the hard part of the seat, but he does stay in the game as Phil Maton threw a looping curveball to end it. The Cardinals have won 3 games in a row. The Diamondbacks have lost 5 in a row. And real quick, back to the Cardinals. Since May 4th, Star Wars Day, they are 16-4. I guess you can say the force is with them. Let's see if Ronald can go yard in 3 straight games off the IL. Manny, oh, he's going to test Ronald. This is not the best idea, but Manny, he's in there safely. Jackson Merrill, he gets the RBI. Ozzie, maybe. This ball's deep. It's off the wall. It's an easy RBI double to tie it. He's out trying to go for 3 bases. Nick Allen has been pretty good with runners in scoring position, and of course on defense all year for the Braves. It's 2-1 on his sac fly. Cease, he is currently folding. He just spiked the pitch, and Albies, he can score after he got on again. But now Schwellenbach is folding. Not on this pitch because Harris, he makes these plays in his sleep, and Jackson Merrill, he's like, bro, get out of here. Don't rob me. Okay, actually, Schwellenbach didn't really fold at all. This was just an insane swing from Gavin Sheets. The ball was literally out of the zone on the biting curveball, and Sheets found a barrel for his 10th home run of the year. This dude rakes, and this was a mistake pitch for sure. Jake entered the Crone zone. Jake Cronenworth has 4 home runs. It's 4-3 Padres. Manny, his 2nd hit of the game just left. He has 5 home runs, so the power's not really there, but he has a .321 batting average with 21 extra base hits, 7 stolen bases. He is 40 hits away from 2,000. He is going to get there easy. He's going to cartwheel into the Hall of Fame if he keeps this up for the next few years, and he's probably going to be a 400 guy. That's 400 doubles, 400 home runs. With some of the better defense we've ever seen from a third baseman, that is easy Hall of Fame stuff. Robert Suarez now has 17 saves. saves, the Padres are 29-22. The Braves are 25-27. Earlier, we saw Tarik Skubal break StatCast. We also have freaks like Oneil Cruz doing the same on offense. He hit the hardest baseball ever, but before he did that, he did an oopsies. After Reese drove in Milwaukee's first run, Sal Frelick singled an easy run in Cruz. He was never throwing out that runner, but he tried anyways, and it kicked around to allow another run to score. At least he got the extra run back, and it should have counted as 2 home runs. It's out of the entire stadium to the Allegheny River at 122.9 miles an hour. That's the hardest hit baseball in the StatCast era. So between the Tarik Skubal fastest starting pitch ever, that home run, and a girl in softball, Carlin Pickens, threw the fastest softball pitch ever, what are the records going to be in 10 years when humanity keeps on progressing? I mean, seriously, 15 years from now, we might have 11-year-olds throwing 107. Anyways, the Pirates, they tied it up. Adam Frazier and Tommy Pham, they finally contributed. Okay, maybe that's not fair to Frazier. I've been hating on him a lot, but he's been really good over the last few days. Frazier and Pham had 2 singles to make it 3-3, and Frazier got blessed by the gods later. I mean, we're talking a few innings later. He flared one to Isaac Collins, who missed it. 2 score on this play. You know who else scored on a ball to left field? Caleb Durbin. He's on the Brewers. Pham took an awful route. I'm talking so bad. This was a 90% catch probability, and it should have been the 3rd out. Instead, the Brewers are up 1 as Bryce Terang traded places with Caleb Durbin. The Brewers, they ended with Trevor McGill's 9th save of the year. He has a 2.08 ERA with an over 10 strikeouts per 9. This is just what the Brewers do. They go from Josh Hader to Devin Williams to Trevor McGill. They're 26-28. The Pirates are 19-35. I meant what I said in the intro. Boston fans are probably about ready to start boycotting games because they first got put in a blender by Trevor Rogers, who has been batting practice ever since he joined the Orioles, and now they got torn up by Dean Kremer. Now, you just saw Marcelo Meyer with his first base hit, and as cool as he is, Boston fans are not happy with him being called up. They want Roman Anthony as well, but this guy's taking his spot. Cedon, his defense is so freakish that Boston is perfectly fine manipulating Roman's service time. He almost threw out Henderson, but more on Roman in a second. The former top prospect, Dylan Carlson, he hit a baseball a few rows back. That's his first as an Oriole. Ryan O'Hearn, he tattooed a baseball as well. He's batting .330 with 8 home runs and a 180 OPS plus. He made it a huge 3-for-3 game. He also had a walk and a stolen base. A monster game from Ryan O'Hearn. And this is where Boston fans probably threw their hands up and said, all right, we got to make a change because the relay hit O'Hearn. Gunnar scored on the deflection. Marcelo then chucked it into right field. So it's a Little League home run for Ryan O'Hearn. That's a yikes. On top of that, Dean Kremer held them scoreless, lowering his ERA to 5.02. A scoreless start got his ERA to 5.02. That's how awful he's been. He had 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. He skated around 7 base hits. The Orioles have won 2 in a row. Boston is now under 500 at 27-28. But we're not done with the Red Sox. They have the number 1 prospect in all of baseball, Roman Anthony. He is deleting baseballs in AAA this year, and he's been doing it since last year. In 82 AAA games, he's batting .331 with 33 extra base hits, a .980 on base, and he essentially walks as much as he strikes out. The comparison is big league comp is Kyle Tucker, but that's the thing. Kyle Tucker is an outfielder just like Roman. Boston's outfield is as crowded as it gets. You have Duran coming off an all-star MVP and a top honestly 20-ish 5-tool season ever. Willier, he won a Gold Glove last year. Now he has 12 home runs his first 52 games. Cedon, he's not very good at getting on base, but he's a generational defender, and they paid him, what, $50 million for the next 8 years? But at the same time, Cedon has an all-time bad chase issue. That means swinging at pitches outside the zone. He has a 69, not very nice OPS plus this year. In my opinion, Cedon needs to be sent down because Jarren Duran had 6 outs above average in center field last year. He can handle center field defensively with ease. Roman Anthony has been playing a lot of left field this year, and to be honest, those Rafaela and Story contracts have really put them in tough spots because Story's batting .220 with a 65 OPS plus. Cedon is taking an outfield spot when it could be Roman Anthony's. What should the Boston Red Sox do? Right now, it seems like they are allegedly manipulating service time. That's the route that they're taking because if Roman comes up and plays really well, he's not going to have enough time to win Rookie of the Year, so they're going to lose out on a draft pick if they would have just waited for next year and called him up and he gets a full season, and if he wins Rookie of the Year, they get that free draft pick like J-Rod won, and I think Gunnar Henderson, where if a top prospect wins Rookie of the Year, you get a free pick. That option sucks for fans, and also it's illegal to manipulate service time under the CBA, so I wonder if MLB is ever going to step in, but I doubt that they will because that's going to really upset the apple cart, whatever the saying is, and if they step on the toes of owners and their players and how many dollars they're going to have to give out earlier instead of, hey, we manipulated service time, we don't have to give them money till a year later. That could not go well, especially considering we have a new CBA coming up after this season. Now, if they do call him up, what's the plan? Do they send down Rafaela to work on his approach? Do they trade Trevor Story to some other team for peanuts just to free up a spot for Marcelo Meyer and then maybe call up Roman to be a DH sometimes or a left fielder. They also have Masataka Yoshida. What in the world are the Red Sox going to do with all of these players? Because a lot of fans are saying, hey, we're witnessing a generational player be held down because they're trying to manipulate his service time. That's not cool, and MLB has to step in and stop that. Because out of nowhere, Boston just got leapfrogged by the Tampa Bay Rays. Brandon Lau is Chris Bassett's boogeyman. He has 4 home runs and like a 500 batting average versus Chris for his career. Now, Bassett did settle in, but Junior Caminero and his buddies combined for 7 runs in the 5th inning. Chandler Simpson, he singled in a run. He had 2 base hits and a stolen base, and I want to show a stolen base because he has 14 stolen bases his first 31 games. The last 2 rookies to do that, Elly De La Cruz and Billy Hamilton. The prophecy is being fulfilled. Cameron Meisner took a base as a walk, and the Rays, they sprayed a few base hits after that with catcher Ben Rortvedt driving in 2 on a base knock. Yandy made it a 7 spot. That ball went directly into the sun. I feel bad for Springer. He stood no chance against Mother Nature. Curtis Mead, he drove in their final run, so it's a fat 13 spot versus the Blue Jays. Another home run for Curtis Mead. Tampa owns the best win streak in all of baseball at 5 in a row. The Jays are back under 500 because they've lost 3 in a row. The Marlins are on a little streak. MLB The Show legend Edward Cabrera turned in his best start as a big leaguer in my opinion, and thankfully his offense got a few runs across, so it wasn't in vain. After a Javier Sanoja sac fly, Connor Norby plated Otto Lopez, and later in the 5th, Jesus Sanchez handed Edward another run. Why am I talking so fast? Slow down. Jesus Sanchez handed Edward another run on the RBI 2-bagger. Now it's Edward time. He was a nightmare to face when he first came into MLB The Show 21 or maybe 20, but he showed why in this game. He's got a nasty curveball. He can get up to 98 to 100 miles an hour on the fastball. His curveball sets up the slider. They have a very similar arm slot and kind of break, but they're 2 different pitches. It's really hard to pick it up out the hand. That sinker has a ton of movement as well, and this curveball to Moncada was ridiculous. He then got Soler. He got Kyron Paris on a 93-mile-per-hour changeup. That was his 10th and final strikeout. He has so many pitches to work with. The Marlins, they win easy 3-0. The Halos, after winning a bunch in a row, have now lost 2 in a row. If there was a nomination for Game of the Day, this has to be it. And of course, it started with the NL MVP. If the season ended today, Pete Crow Armstrong had 2 more base hits and 2 more RBIs. He has 48 RBIs while playing platinum defense. Those 48 are second in baseball. Seiya Suzuki is the other guy. He also had a great game, but so did Austin Hayes. This is his first of 3 RBIs that kind of started a barrage of Red scoring. Jose Trevino and Will Benson, they had some RBI singles, and then a wild pitch made it 4-2 Reds. Reese McGuire, wow, he just spanked it out just outside the reach of Will Benson. And I think that made the Reds mad because Elly, he's in on the RBI single action. Austin Hayes, he wants 3 bases. He waited beautifully on the inside breaking pitch, and a little bobble from the outfielder made it a 2-run triple. Jose Trevino doubled in another to make it 8-3. Yes, an 8 spot against Ben Brown. He's really good, but he's also not good at all. We're going to skip to the 8th now because Nico Horner is having himself a great season, and no one's really talking about it. A 2-run double after he scored earlier on a wild pitch makes it a 1-run game. He gets no national love because he doesn't hit home runs. He has a whopping 0 home runs, but he's batting .295 with 14 doubles, 11 stolen bases, 8 DRS, and 4 outs above average. Reese, did he just spank it twice in a few hours? He does. Crazy. No way. Seiya, he takes the lead with a 3-run Seiya moonbomb. He now has 49 RBIs, so he reclaims the #1 spot in baseball. Chicago has the first and second guys. I will say PCA, he's tied with Devers, who has 48. This Cubs lineup is first in runs scored, batting average, and I really wish that Justin Steele was healthy because I really think that the Cubs could be a 100-win contender if he was out there every 5 days. Christian Walker just had his best game as an Astro. With his team down by 3 after a Mitch Garver 2-run double and a Donovan Solano single, Donnie Barrels finally did something. Seawalk drove in a run of his own. He got his hands through the zone to score Paredes. He got Altuve to third, so now this is a sac fly for Victor Caratini. It's kind of a nice grab from Leody Taveras. I like that. Skipping to the 6th, rookie Cam Smith. He's facing an angry Luis Castillo. He knows that his day is almost done. He tossed 98 on pitch 105 and Cam botted it down the right field line. Jake Myers, he was on the move and he can really fly, so the game's reset. It's 3-3, and Seawalk walked it off. I don't even know who that pitcher was. Some guy named Casey Ligma or something. Walker has 13 RBIs his last 16. He still really has to work on the batting average, and even the defense is not terrible, but he's not the Christian Walker that we saw the last few years. Houston, they take 3 of 4 from the Mariners. They're 28-25. They're just a game and a half back of first place. The Rangers love seeing the Mariners lose, even if Houston is the one beating them. Look at the former White Sox Jake Burger getting us started. A 2-run Burger bomb. He's batting .292 with 4 home runs and an almost .950 OPS since being sent down and called back up to give him a reset. This is Miguel Vargas, and remember, he's high-hand Miguel Vargas. This change has been incredible. He has 7 home runs. It just barely leaves, but he breaks up the no-no from Patrick Corbin. Patrick Corbin has been pretty good this year. Slater, he went hacking on a 2-0 count. There goes the lead. Corbin, Yeah, there goes the actual lead because they're losing now. Vargas scores on the Luis Robert Jr. sac fly, and you guys are about to see one of the most White Sox plays ever. Josh Young, he was a sitting duck, but Vargas couldn't get out of his glove. He fires the first, and Lenin Sosa was 5 feet off the bag. Everyone is safe. Adolis, he pimped it, then realized it wasn't leaving. He got on his horse for a 2-run double. More White Sox baseball. After Michael Taylor doubled in a run to make it 5-4. He got picked off, and you just can't do that, bro. Not down by 1. There was a scary final out, but it does stay in as Robert Garcia. He has his first save as a Ranger. The Rangers are 26-28, so under 500 despite a combined 2.9 ERA from their starters. The reason why they've been so bad this year is because they have the 4th worst team OPS in baseball. It's because of Marcus Semien, Edwin Carter, guys like that. They haven't been very good, and Corey Seager, he's missed a lot of action. Sam Huff needed all of this 6'4" man strength to muscle out this baseball. This ball's off the very top of the wall. The rookie Robert Hassel III, he couldn't show off that Gold Glove defense we were talking about. Yaz, he's around for a triple. A lot of Nationals fans were like, was he dogging it? Was Robert Hassel kind of not hustling? Why did he just let Yaz get to 3rd? Anyways, Elliot Ramos cashing on the broken bat out. That's a big 3rd run. We'll talk about why in a second. Well, I'll do it right now because Nazim Nunez, he ruined Robbie Ray's shutout bid with his legs. He steals 3rd base, then made everyone panic. He scores on the wow pitch, and that was it off of Robbie Ray. He was Robbie Reagan again. 7 strikeouts over 6 innings. The best part, no walks. He has a 2.5 ERA. The walks are down. He has 69 strikeouts in 63 innings. Here we go. The Soto trade pieces, they are clutching up now. CJ Abrams and James Wood, they both doubled the other way. Wood, he is so good at going inside out, but that's why the 3 runs were so big for the Giants. Ryan Walker, he struck out. Nathaniel Lowe and Alex Call, he popped up to end the rally, so that 1 run made all the difference. Walker now has 10 saves and a 5.7 ERA. The Giants, wow, they're 31-22. Ty France did what no other Twin could do all game. He drove in a run. This was it off of Kris Bubic, who would be in line for a ton of Cy Young votes if it wasn't for Skubal or Max Fried or Nathan Eovaldi or Hunter Brown or Garrett Crochet. There are so many insane seasons from pitchers across the game of baseball. Bailey Ober, he was so close to 7 shutout, but he gave up the lead on a Freddie Fermin RBI double. Bubic was essentially perfect after that France RBI. He went on a strikeout 9. He has a 1.45 ERA this year. This game needed extras. Johan Duran, he threw a disgusting curveball in an 0-2 count, but Michael Garcia with runners in scoring position, he's just different. That is a 10-game hit streak. He has a 140 OPS plus on the year. Here comes the Twins, though. Bader, he steals 2nd base. The winning run is in scoring position. Brooks Lee, dude, he's been a huge disappointment, a big-time bummer. He's batting .228 with a 71 OPS plus for his career. The Royals are 29-25. The Minnesota Twins are 29-23. And there we have it, another recap in the books. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it all the way until the end, do not forget to leave a like if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek as well as Underdog Fantasy. That's it. Enjoy the Web Gems.
And what a diving stop by Brandon Lau. Gets up and center, Hill with the beat on it, Coleman diving, makes the catch. Donovan clobbers one, this is to right center, through the smoke from the fireworks, and Young smokes one to center field, hot as